Good evening. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I am Rolly Hoyt.
And I'm Faith Woodard here with Chief Meteorologist Tom Brandon. Tom, it's the middle of September and we're starting to see some temperatures that are still in the 90s, but that could go down a little bit.
Yeah, next week, I think there's a pretty good chance we'll see those numbers come down. Not the cool, dry fall-like numbers, but an area of low pressure aloft will impact our weather next week, and that'll bring some rain and cooler temperatures. This afternoon, it's been those pulse storms once again. They've been building up in the daytime heating, raining themselves out. We've had some wind and a little bit of small hail and downpours. A nice deluge out of these rain showers and thunderstorms. This activity in south central Arkansas. We'll take a closer inspection. Hot Spring County, Howard, Pike. Activity looks like it's beginning to die out a bit. That's a fairly strong storm there in Hot Spring County along the interstate. And then just to the northeast of Fordyce, that is Cleveland County. Some activity right there. Current temperatures cooled off because of the cloud cover and the rain, especially in western Arkansas. Little Rock is now down to 87. Your hour by hour as we head through the overnight hours, our temperatures bottoming out once again in the lower 70s when you wake up. And there could be an occasion where we see a few sprinkles, but there are chances of rain and thunder tomorrow morning. I'll have the timing of that when we come back.
All right, Tom, thank you. The nationwide immigration crackdown figures to affect some industries more than others, construction, food service. But one less obvious industry with a huge footprint here in Arkansas is worried about hitting roadblocks.
THV 11's Maya Ellison spoke with trucking industry lobbyists to learn whether we could feel the effects of the crackdown and the prices we pay for all those goods truckers deliver.
The state's trucking association reported that 92.2% of manufactured goods are transported by trucks. Making that possible are the drivers behind the wheel. But recent legislation like Act 604 has put stricter regulations on drivers in Arkansas.
Since June 25th, they put 279 drivers out of service for not being able to meet that requirement.
Those numbers have opened up questions as to whether or not freight companies could feel the impact here in the state. Arkansas Trucking Association President Shannon Newton says that's not exactly the case.
The overall economic dynamic in our industry right now is one of oversupply. So our industry is actually looking at almost 3 years of recession-like environment.
And because there are more drivers than needed, Newton says driver availability hasn't been an issue. Instead, she says the main focus is making sure that qualifications are met.
So our position on immigration is really indifferent to that. Like, our position is the driver qualified? Is he medically qualified? Is he safe? Does he have the proper training and the credentials? And so across the board, you see these efforts to try to make sure that everybody's playing by the same set of rules.
Newton says that also includes operations like carriers who legally employ visa drivers from Mexico and Canada. The concern, however, is making sure policies don't harm those who are following the law.
From our perspective as an association, it's making sure that the employers are informed. Like, what is the expectation? How do they become compliant? How do they ensure that the drivers that they're hiring do have the appropriate credentials?
Steve Good with the Arkansas Retailers Association shares a similar view. He says while driver shortages aren't being felt in the state, they hope to ease concerns.
You know, we're hiring folks that there are no issues with, so there is no fear in our retail stores. You know, we don't see it from the wholesalers that we deal with, and even those that ship direct from the manufacturer, we're not seeing any issues there.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
Maya, thank you. Now, the Trucking Association represents major corporate carriers based here in Arkansas. We did try to get some input from independent truckers, but we didn't get a call back before we went on air. If we do, we will include it in the digital version of the story. Well, tonight, Little Rock police are looking for the man there on your screen, 20-year-old Mark Lamont Harris Jr., in connection to a shooting that left 2 people dead nearly 2 years ago. It happened on West 14th Street in December of 2023. It killed 20-year-old Modesty Allman and 21-year-old Dijon Nelms. 17-year-old Kevin Mitchell initially faced murder charges for this case, but pleaded guilty last month to manslaughter after prosecutors kept his case in adult court.
In Pine Bluff, police are investigating a shooting that left a man injured Tuesday night. Here's what we know. Officers say a 32-year-old was found in the front yard of a house on South Oak Street with multiple gunshot wounds. They also say his stepdad and mom were inside when the shooting happened and saw a white passenger car with black rims drive away, turning west onto Harding Avenue. But so far, no suspects have been named. Now, it comes as the department says shootings are on the decline citywide. Pine Bluff Police Chief Shirley Warrior reports there were no shootings from September 1st to the 14th, and overall shots fired and non-fatal shootings have dropped compared to last year. 6 of the city's 10 homicide cases this year have already been cleared, and officers say they're focusing on programs to prevent violence before it happens. The department says they are proud of the progress and are committed to keeping Pine Bluff safe.
We've been reporting on it for the last few years, and once again, the Pulaski County Special School District doesn't have enough bus drivers, and it's become a big problem this school year.
Superintendent Jeff Sin acknowledged the shortage in an email to THV11 and parents this afternoon. He said that the district has 96 bus drivers on the job right now, but that's 20 short of what they need.
There are 7 new hires going through training right now, but that still has them below levels from 2 years ago when the district managed to recover from an even steeper drop during the pandemic. In the meantime, parents and kids are literally stuck waiting.
Kids just flat out not being picked up, kids being left at the school for hours after school before they are able to get a ride home. And the only explanation is, we're sorry, we have a shortage of drivers. Thank you for your understanding.
Superintendent Sin says the district is working to solve the problems on certain routes. Tonight at 10, THV11's Carter Thwee hears from more of those parents angry over how it's managed to be a problem more than a month into the school year.
Tonight, a key state agency working to help fight food insecurity is holding several food distribution events across central Arkansas, all part of the Arkansas Development Council's USDA Commodity Supplemental Food Program. We caught up with some of the crews at St. Paul's Baptist today as they prepared to hand out food to about 40 people.
I have an opportunity to give back to the community with food distribution because of the insecurities, food insecurities that are in our community. And this is an opportunity for us as a church and ministry to give back to the South End community.
In addition to ACD, the church works with the Our House organization, giving away lunches the first Saturday of every month.
It was also a big day for tech and teamwork in Little Rock, all thanks to a special event honoring the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The Arkansas MLK Commission hosted its very first MLK Tech Summit today at Dunbar Magnet Middle School. Students took part in hands-on workshops, learning about AI, coding, and other emerging technologies. Organizers say the event is part of their Nonviolent Youth Summit series, aimed at empowering kids to become leaders in the fast-changing digital world.
There are young people that are emerging into the workforce, and be that as it may, we're truly trying to advance their minds and technology and trying to allow them to embrace the future with AI and coding and many other technology that's before them. Realizing that technology isn't going anywhere.
The 19th Operation Group at Little Rock Air Force Base has a storied history from World War II to recent humanitarian missions. But today the unit marked the official end of that history with a service of what's called the Casing of the Colors ceremony.
From daring B-17 flights over the Pacific to relief missions in Haiti and Afghanistan, the 19th Operations Group has always been defined by its people who make every mission possible.
The 19th OG never flew alone. We always flew as part of a wing, part of a team. We often hear the cliche that ops is at the tip of the spear, but the whole Air Force, this whole team here, is the weapon. Your story has always been one of daring and resilience. They say it's bad luck if a black cat crosses your path, but I'd gladly cross paths with you, anywhere, anytime.
The inactivation comes amid a restructuring of the Air Wings Command.
Big sports weekend ahead in Northwest Arkansas as major women's golf tournament returns to Rogers.
The event draws some of the best talent in the sport and a whole lot of community support. Tonight, Jacob Luthi shows us how volunteers and course staff are getting ready.
Final preparations are being made for the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. Thousands expected to descend right here onto Pinnacle Country Club. And in speaking with tournament organizers and volunteers, they say a lot of work goes into making this event a success every year.
Today is kind of our final prep day, so we're getting a lot of the fan attractions on site ready.
Before some of the best women golfers in the world hit the course on Friday, hundreds of volunteers are busy getting everything ready for for what's shaping up to be a fun and exciting weekend.
We have over 750 dedicated volunteers that are out here all day, every day throughout the week.
Ron Painter is a volunteer chair who's been helping out for 19 years. He takes time off work every year just to be a part of this event.
You'll see great golf, great people. They're very friendly. After a round, you can get an autograph most times, possibly a picture. They'll hand out golf balls.
From volunteers to course staff, Assistant Superintendent Michael Bright says his team works year-round to keep the grounds in top shape. But there's a little extra buzz in the air when the pros hit the greens.
We hold ourselves to high standards year-round for our members, but it is just kind of a pride thing, like a professional event is coming to play your course that you set up every day.
Now in its 19th year, Tournament Director Rachel Reese says the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship continues to be a standout event on the LPGA Tour.
The players talk about it every year about how this is one of their favorite stops across the tour, and they're going across the globe. They're playing in Asia, in Europe, across the United States, but they love coming back to Northwest Arkansas.
All right, folks, looking ahead next 3 days. The weekend is coming up. Lots of events and activities. Football tomorrow night, college football during the day, and the Food Truck Festival on Sunday. There will be a little chance of rain in the forecast. I'll have details next.